Welcome back, My World 67. This is G-Man. And once again, and we're here with the mopac from the last video that we were unable to finish as the video camera quit working while we were filming it. We were just about to wind it up, and I realized that the camera had stopped. And so this is a continuation of that. I just want to show you the finish up of what we had done. Well, if you remember right, we had to add a ladder, and here's the ladder that we added, that we took off the gray 588 and glued it and put another piece of plastic attached to the back side of it as a support. Here, where this was completely broken out from here to here, and we replaced it with these Plastistructs styrene strips, and we had to put on 2 strips to get the correct thickness. And you can see how it's braced from the bottom side. Now on this, I didn't do it yet, and I might go back and do it later on. You can file this down or sand this off and make this smooth. Bevel it, the edge, feather it out, and you'll never be able to tell unless you really examine it real closely that it was ever repaired. The other thing was this coupler, and we looked at the last video. You saw that this coupler was broken, and we made this quick repair on it. Now this is dried for about 27 hours now, solid. I mean, unless I just really force that off of there and break it again, basically, this is not gonna come loose. This is, I might add, is a temporary or permanent, but yet temporary repair. This may, at some point in time, come back off again, but just from normal wear and tear of the stress of pulling the engines, it just won't happen. Somebody's got to put a tremendous amount of pressure on it to pull it off. And depending on the type of glue you use, now I just use modular cement on it, which actually, if you use the red tube, it actually melds the plastic together. And that's what you want, something that's going to really hold, that gives you strength and control of the plastic repair. Now, there's one other thing we needed to do to this, and that was put the bell on. And as I told you, I was going to take the bell off of the gray 588, and there it is. There's, not the bell, I'm sorry, the horn. And there it is, right there. We're going to take that horn and we're going to put it right there. Okay, let's begin. Like I said, this is the blue plastic molded engine. And so what we're going to do, all these repairs are done, we're going to give them some color. Okay. Let's start with the coupler. I got a black marker, and you can use many types as I've shown in one of the other videos. But tonight, or this evening for this purpose, we're going to use this black, it's called Sargent marker. Now this one's washable. So in the long run, this is not very good. But you can use any felt tip pen, permanent marker, and do the same thing, and it will stay. But for just purposes tonight, we're going to use this one. I'm going to take it, Put that on there. Let that sit a few minutes. Now you can also paint these. And I thought about doing that this evening on this video. But I don't have my black paint pen handy. But if you have a black paint pen, you can take and paint that. Either way, once you've covered it, it'll be completely covered and it'll be a permanent coloring. Thought I had one sitting right here, but I don't. But what we can do, what I will do, so I really want you to get an idea and to see how this really works. I'm going to take this paintbrush. I just happen to have some black paint here. We'll just cover that thing with the black paint. This is kind of a medium matte. There you go. You cover it till you get it like you want it. Also, after you put this together and it dries for a couple of hours, you want to take another coupler and you want to set it down inside it so that it will gauge it, so that you can be sure that it sets correctly. You want to do it carefully, not to tear your repair back apart. But you just want it, I don't know if you can see that or not. You want it so that your repair is gauged so that it'll work properly. I kind of did that backwards just now, so we're going to have to go back and real quickly and touch that back up again. But it's no big deal. There we go. Now we repaired that coupler with a little bit heavier styrene plastic from an old plastic knife, plastic tableware. Okay, the other thing is this area up here on the front cowling that we repaired. Now, I don't have any blue paint this exact color. I have some that's really close, but for all purposes tonight, I'm going to use this blue felt tip permanent marker. You take it, I really like the way they cover. You see that? Another nice thing about the felt tip marker is that it gets down into those areas that you couldn't normally get into. but because of the point of the tip, it allows you to take care of those recessed areas. Now they make these markers in all different colors. The good thing about them is they're permanent markers, right? They absolutely won't come off unless you use a certain chemical to take it off. Once it's dry, I will do the latter. Again, that point allows you to get down into places like between these steps that you couldn't ordinarily get into unless you use a small paintbrush. Gray step is now a blue step. In just a few minutes of your time, now can you see that white plastic strip down there on the back side of the ladder? That's connected to the ladder itself and connected to the body, and that is the strip that we put in for the support strip, which gives it a more solid connection to the body itself, besides just being glued in 2 points. I guarantee you can't get a more permanent repair than this. And again, there's certain glues you can use. And you want to get the desired color look that you want. I don't want to keep going over it because it'll get darker. I don't want it to get darker. I'm going to go around the outside edge of this one here. Down in that crack right there. Didn't quite get it smoothed out. But anyway, then we take the horn. Now I would ordinarily use that same glue that I used for this, but in this case, I'm going to use a little bit of contact cement. Why contact cement, you might ask? Because I got a big hole on the top up here. And I want to build a base for the horn. And so you don't put overly a lot on there, but you put enough to fill that hole. And to make you a nice wide base. It's going to take a little while for that to dry. Unlike the model cement, begins to dry almost instantly. Okay. We're done. Just a little bit bluer than the actual frame, but it's okay. Now, if you look real hard, you could probably find a blue in a paint that's a whole lot closer. Or you might even be able to find a marker that's a whole lot closer to it. But this is the one I used. And it's good enough for me. You can do a lot better. You don't have to settle for what I'm doing. This is just a video to show you how you can do it and what you can do. You want to take more time with it, you can do a whole lot better job. All right, that's it for now. G-Man, My World 67. If you like this video, please leave a comment. And if you don't like it, leave a comment. It's okay. Y'all be blessed. And you can subscribe down at the bottom. All right. Bye-bye for now.